guys, it is Ashley from Heavenly Hills Homestead, and today I'm trying to make cream cheese for the very first time. If you guys have watched any of my other videos, you probably heard me talk about how we get raw milk, and we recently, in the last couple months or so, got connected with a local family homestead that has some milk cows, and they're selling us raw milk, and it is fantastic. But because of that, we're getting more milk than we were at the regular old grocery store, where here in Idaho where we live, you can actually buy raw milk at the grocery store. But now that we're getting it straight from the farm and we're getting it cheaper than we were at the grocery store, we are getting more milk each week. We're getting about 2 gallons a week. So I've been learning how to make my own yogurt. I think I've pretty much got that one down. And I got some cultures for cream cheese and sour cream. And I've done sour cream before without a culture, but I still have yet to try it with the culture. Today though, we're trying cream cheese. I'm doing a full fat cream cheese. So instead of doing just regular milk, which this culture that I got this from Azure Standard, and it comes in a package just like this. So this is just a cream cheese, you can see right here it says cream cheese starter culture. You can either skim off the cream and just do the skimmed milk, which if you're doing it at home, it's about the equivalent of a whole milk from the store. It's a little bit higher in fat content though. Or if you pull off the cream, which is what I did, you can do a full fat cream cheese. I'm not afraid of the fat, so I'm doing a full fat cream cheese. So come along with me and I'll show you how I'm doing it. So to start the cream cheese as per the instructions that came with this culture, I'm just slowly heating up the cream to the appropriate temperature and gently stirring it every now and again to make sure that it doesn't curdle or get stuck to the bottom or anything like that. I'm just reading my instructions again here because it is my first time and I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, so while I've got that cream heating up to the proper temperature, I'm going to show you how I like to pull the cream off of the milk. Now, when you get milk straight from the cow or straight from the farmer, and this is cow's milk we're talking about, when you get straight cow's milk straight from the cow, fresh as can be, it's not homogenized, meaning that the cream will separate from the milk. So if you want to have heavy whipping cream, or if you want a skimmed milk, and like I said before, a skimmed milk at home is really more like a store-bought whole milk. I would encourage you to do research on raw milk to learn all about the differences there, but I digress. You have to pull the cream off to get a skimmed milk at home. So come along with me and I'll show you how I do that while my cream is heating up for my cream cheese. So to pull the cream off of your non-homogenized milk, all you need is a container to put the cream in. I like to use a funnel, and a ladle is perfect too. I've got a small little ladle I got from Azure. That's the perfect size to fit in these wide mouth mason jars. You can see here I am looking for the cream line. When you get your milk home and you set it in the fridge for 24 to 48 hours, you'll be able to see a line on the side of the jar where the cream is and where the milk is. And all you do to pull the cream off is you gently ladle the cream from the top. And you want to do this gently so that you're not mixing it all together with the milk and the cream again, because then you'll have to let it sit. And you just pour it off into your container. Now you can see I didn't have as much cream in this container because this milk is from a mama who just recently had a calf, and mamas who recently have had calves will not give you as much cream because they're saving it for their calves. It's actually really fascinating. And then the longer that they've been lactating and the older their calf is, the more cream they're going to give you. So I'm not getting a ton of cream off of this milk right here, but as this mama cow it has been lactating for longer, she will start giving more cream. And sometimes you'll get so much cream. I've had it before where half of my jar here is cream or even more. But that's just how it goes sometimes. So here I'm just still checking the temperature, and once it came up to the appropriate temperature, I just took my little thermometer out and again reading the instructions to make sure I'm not messing this up. Then I just sprinkled the little packet of culture into this warmed up cream as it told me to do in the instructions, and I just stirred it in gently to make sure it was well incorporated. After the culture is mixed into the cream, it said to place the concoction in a warm area. So for us, that is near the pellet stove here, and just let it culture for a while. Okay, so my cream cheese has been culturing for its set amount of time, and now I need to strain it, strain away all the whey, and hang it for another 12 hours or so is what the instructions say. So I have my cheesecloth, I have a little colander and a container to catch it all in, so let's see how this turns out. As you can see here, the cream is thicker than it was before, and that's because of the culture. And this is something that you'll learn if you start doing cultured things at home, cultured dairy and ferments, is that once you introduce the appropriate bacteria and let it do its thing, it changes in texture, and that is a good thing, and that's how cheese comes to be. Okay, so now I've got the whey straining from the curd is what they call it, and I'm gonna let it do that for 12 hours and see how it does. I do know that I'm gonna be keeping the whey. That might seem a little bit weird, but you can use the whey for a starter culture in different ferments, so like sauerkraut or fermented carrots or whatever, that sort of stuff. Lacto fermentation, you can often use whey as a starter culture, and I've been much more into making those sorts of things, so I'm going to try using some whey next time I make some sauerkraut. So I'm just going to save it and probably, I don't know, put it in a jar and in the fridge until I use it again. So let's let this sit for a while and see what it does. After the cream and cheese curd has separated from the whey and I've let it hang for a while, I'm just setting it in a bowl and then mixing some salt into the what is now cream cheese, and then I will put it in a container and store it in the fridge and try it when it's all set up and ready to go. I'm just doing this salt to taste. The instructions didn't give me an exact amount of salt and just said to taste. So I'm just sprinkling here, mixing it in, and waiting until it looks like cream cheese. And you can see I'm smelling it too. I'm just really curious because I'm new to the world of ferments and new to the world of culturing dairy, and I just wanted to make sure that it smelled okay before I try to eat it. Just kind of the general rule with ferments is that if it smells bad and smells like putrid or gross, then don't eat it. And you're gonna know if it smells gross, because if it does, you would not, nobody could pay you enough to try to eat it. And I'm happy to report that this smelled very mild. I mean, it smelled like cream cheese. So, and cream cheese doesn't really have a outrageous smell or anything, and it certainly didn't smell bad, which is good. It means that it did its job, and I'm really excited to try it and taste it and see how it is. So here I have some fresh sourdough bagels that I made, and I'm going to try out this cream cheese. We are so excited to try it out as our first attempt at homemade cream cheese. I did want to say too that this is still considered raw cream cheese because I did not heat up the cream enough in the first stage to pasteurize it. So it still has all of that raw milk, A2 milk goodness. And I'm just smearing it on a bagel because that is our favorite way to eat cream cheese. And I am happy to report that after trying the cream cheese, it was absolutely delicious. My whole family gobbled up that cream cheese lickety-split. It was very mild tasting cream cheese, which was really nice. So I hope you like this video. If you did, please give me a like and a subscribe. Don't forget to comment below and let me know what kind of videos you want to see in the future. And until next time, welcome to the homestead.